Hello there, thanks for joining me. I am AVstoryteller and this is my Let's Play Something Random, in this case, Darkest Dungeon. I'm going to continue on from where we left off yesterday because I was enjoying it so much, but it's like, after an hour I thought, okay, that's a good place to stop it. But let's jump back into our Belter Elysium hamlet and it will load us right back into the quest, where we have to apply some anti-infection salve to 3 corpses, and we've done 1 in this labyrinth maze in the wheels, even though I said it was a cove yesterday. There you go. This is why I'm so amazing at this game.
Excise the fungal tumors, and the land may yet live.
Exercise the fungal tumors, which are basically these things, and I've got this potent salve which I need to add to each of these corpses, and that will complete the mission. Of course, that doesn't mean I have to immediately head back to the hamlet. I can continue questing with the hope of collecting more treasure. So what's the light level? 100. I have no idea what happened with the screen resolution. I never went anywhere near OBS Studio, but somehow it kind of went into the top left hand corner, so it kind of looks like it was 720 resolution instead of 1440. So even though I was pointing at the correct places on the screen, my mouse cursor from your point of view was massively off. It was very weird. No idea how that happened. So I'm just one more thing to take to be mindful of when recording. So my mic is recording, that seems fine. And when I alt tab in and out, I can see that the game audio is recording and the video size seems to be okay, and I've moved the my camera now up to this corner, which is a much better place for it, because otherwise I was blocking out a lot of the information here, a lot of information on the tabs, especially with that reduced screen size. God, I have no idea what happened there. And up here, it's just mostly, you know, darkness and emptiness. And if I go back into a character tab, you can kind of see what I'm covering up, which is, you're not missing it. You're not really missing anything. It says preferred targets, and so yeah, I thought this was a much better place of having the camera. Anyway, I'm getting so blinded by this light, but I realise I need it. I've got one of these like professional circular LED lights, which you can reduce the colour, temperature and the brightness, and it really helps improve how fluid my image looks. It doesn't look, when it's really dark, the camera can have a bit of trouble capturing it, and it can look stuttery. But the brighter the room is, it has an easier job of making everything look silky smooth. Okay, and we are moving on to, now we're here. I'm going to zoom in. Now, there may or may not be a quest item in these 2 rooms. Maybe the scouting would have showed, I think this is the thing, I don't know whether or not scouting would have showed up if the quest item was in that room, or whether or not it's a percentage chance for each single little square. It's probably a case that the last 2 quests, fungal growths, are in other places, but because we're almost there, I'm going to do it anyway. So we're going to move on down to this area. This is one of those growths that we need the shovels for in order to clear. Checking health and stress. Now I can use food to regain health. It's not the best use of the food. I could probably get I need to camp at one point and although I don't need to feast, which takes 8 food. That's probably a very good thing to do. Plus there could be random hunger checks throughout the mission, and if I don't have enough food, which is I think 1 or 2 food per person, then you get massive stress. So I need to make sure I've got enough food for the camping and for these random hunger tests. And you never know when they're going to come. Well, you do. You always know they're going to come at the worst possible opportunity. This is Darkest Dungeon. So plan for the worst, which will happen, and hope for the best, which will never happen. Today's Jibber Jabber is brought to you by Old Jock, and they've changed the label. Scottish brewed, 6.7%, brewed in Broughton. I'm just going to top up my glass there. And let's get on. And as soon as I get the chance, I'm going to remove that negative quirk, because that's nasty. That's a 20% chance that he will interact with any curio. When your characters start interacting with curios that you don't want them to, either because they're rubbish or because you want to put some other anti-venom or holy water in it first, then that's where problems start. They'll get stressed, and it stresses out the rest of the team, and they could get hurt. So
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
So see, my caster's got, just in case you don't know the game, my caster has healing abilities, but you can only use them in combat. In case you're wondering why I'm walking around and not healing up my man at arm. It doesn't make sense, but that's the game. And so this is why the idea behind the combat is to kill off the real nasty damage and stress dealers as soon as possible, and get the enemies down to a place where you gain more health than they're dishing out, and you relieve more stress than they're dishing out. And usually that would mean that when you get down to one baddie remaining, sometimes it can be 2. And back in the old days, here we go, hunger check. The exertion of adventuring have produced a growing hunger amongst the party, so eat 4 food. So it's 1 each. Regain 5% health, which is nice. But if I don't, they take 20% damage plus stress damage, which is bad. Yeah, back in the day, before they patched it, you could kind of juggle the last baddie for as long as you wanted to, and you could regain all your health and all your stress if you got your... Of course, I didn't realise that at the time, because I was even worse at the game back then than I am now. But now they've got a mechanism where if there's only one person remaining,
as the light gains purchase,
time limit.
Spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
There's a time limit for how long you have before you have to finish that last person off, which is 2 rounds, 2 complete rounds. After which point, one of your characters will say that we gain nothing by playing with this bad guy, and you'll get a stress of a random amount. And then the next turn after that, if you still haven't killed him off, then you'll get random reinforcements which cause more stress, and then you're back up to like 2, 3, 4 bad guys. So all that time you were trying to keep that one body left alive in order to regain health and stress, and you're back to square 1 again. So zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Nothing in this room apart from to click on. So I'm getting the impression that the quest items are not this way, but maggity. Right, there's 2 kind of fights apparently. You've got your race and recover fight, where you race to kill off the 2 nasty ones at the back, and then the recovery part where you try to regain your health and stress before you finish the last 1 or 2 off. And then you get your race instead of race recovery, race. And race fight is basically where the enemies output so much damage and so much stress you can't possibly recover because they deal out too much that you can regain. So that's really a race fight is where your best strategy is to just kill them off as quickly as possible. And apparently maggots is one of those race fights where you want to just kill them. Don't try to regain health and stress by juggling the last one or two because they just output so much damage. The good thing is, like when you're fighting lots of hounds, they've got low health points. But I get the impression they're going to come at me like a wave of zombie apocalypse kind of scene where they're just crawling over each other to kill you a lot. So if we can slow them down, they've got a slow speed actually, so we should be acting first. They're massively resistant to stun. If you look down, I can't move, it's here, but when I move my mouse away from the creature it disappeared. But if you look down there it says stun 100% resistance, blight 40, bleed 40, debuff 60 and move 0. I'll just quickly check the live chat. Hi Diana, nice to see you. Yeah, the time difference is probably about, because I've got this on normal latency, the time distance is about, I don't know, 10 to 20 seconds. So if you say something and then it seems like it's forever for me to reply to it, that's why. So let's get back into this. I didn't hear a ping. I was hoping to hear a ping when you left, when a message is left, so I'll just keep alt tabbing out. Or if you want to, suggest a name for one of my characters, then feel free. Good for a laugh. So Bellows is probably a good choice, I'm thinking, to slow them all down even more. Let's see what this Grave Nibble does. Does nothing, that's good. Right, okay. So no point putting a stun on them anyway, but I would want to kill them anyway. So let's get some blight on them and hopefully we can get past their 40% blight resistance. Now, I guess this is where the other ability, Hound's Harry, might come in useful, where you hit all 4 baddies at the same time and you do bleed damage, but this is one of the skills I haven't got at the moment. Had I noticed before I embarked, I would have probably not have taken Lick Wound and took Hound's Harry. Maybe that is, maybe it's not. So I think we just want to kill, they're all the same, so I suppose it's really a case of what can my other characters hit? What positions can they hit? 1, 2, 3. Hit and actually do damage. 1, 2, 3. You can hit the first 2, first 3. I think I want to unlock that one as well. Let's get the back one.
Another one falls.
Another one bites the dust. Oh, nasty stress. Oh, Doggy Biscuit. I remember Doggy Biscuit. I've never used a Doggy Biscuit, so I'm going to use it next time I get the hounds. Party heal? Yeah, why not? Come on, heal. We're something for a crit to get some stress heal as well. That one's already blighted. 4 per 3 rounds, so that's dead in 2, so we don't have to worry about the back one. No one's blighted. So Yeah, let's try and finish
Be
that
gone,
one.
fiend.
Hey, health. Stress. So I've really got only one remaining. Oh, and a
Mortality
crit.
clarified in a single
God.
strike.
It's at 15 stress. That's so harsh. So harsh. So that does damage and a bit of a stun. That just kills them a lot.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
So get a heal off. Oh, 111. Kills itself.
Death by inches.
Didn't even get any treasure or goodies. So we've got a curio along the way. Let's zoom out a bit. Oh, this is not good. Oh, I thought that was a barrier there, and I was thinking I've run out of shovels. Left luggage. I have no idea what left luggage is. Left luggage. Someone dropped this recently, probably on the run. It has a lock in it. This curio can only appear along corridors. So with a skeleton key, I will get 3 loot. If I use that, or I can use an anti-venom and get 3 loot. But if I don't do either of them and just interact with it without anything, I have a 50% chance of 4 loot and a journal entry. So that's more loot and a journal entry, but there's also a 50% chance of getting the blight. Or you could get nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Journal entries, I believe, are just flavor text and it's nice storytelling things. So definite chance of 3 loot or 50% chance of 4 loot. And key or anti-venom. I've got key. I'll use a key. So there's loot. Fortune smirks at least. Right, is there a battle? I don't think there is a battle. No. Oh well, at least we now know that Scout will have shown the quest if... Where's that quest if it was in there. Have not played this one before, so will not have much advice. Lucky. I'm lucky that you don't have advice. Trust me, you can't make the situation much more worse. The back one looks like Nara Moore, my Shadow. Oh, Shadowrun! I love Shadowrun. Shipfishing mage, also crazy as batshit. Nara Moore. Okay. What, the Plague Doctor? Okay. No guarantee that Nara Moore is going to last 2 seconds. Daughter of Roger Moore, no doubt. Let's move on. I'm gonna have to make our way this way now. Oh, it's a trap!
Mechanical hazards possessed by evil intent.
Yeah, damn it. 20, 20, 30, and the stress starts to mount up. So we need to camp at one point. This is what that firewood is for. Maybe camp there-ish, I'm thinking. We'll see how we get on. I basically want to camp to reduce stress if possible, remove any kind of negative afflictions, and it's not so much about gaining health, because if you're doing it right, you should be regaining the health in combat. That reminds me, actually, the man-at-arms has this terrible bracer on him that is no good to man the beast. And I don't have a slot. I really want to give that to the Vestal, because the Vestal doesn't really deal damage, so I don't mind the fact that she's gonna have -10 damage. But I really don't want it on the man-at-arms. Like, normally you would pull it in a slot and then hand it to the other person, but I don't think it's going to allow me to do that. Yeah. Fiddly game. And then onto this one. Run, run, run.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Another
We
hunger
require
check.
only the strength to follow it.
Oh, right now I've got a space there. And I suppose I could keep it in the inventory until I start picking up treasure and then move it into her. +8 crit if I'm not going to let my torch go that low. Nah, I'll just stick it there. It's a long walk back to the corridor. More stress. Don't tidy up my dull green, like rotting flesh. I love the descriptions. I love the vibe. The theme of this game is great. Hope the audio is coming through okay. Now we're going to head to there. That square's going to be a battle, then a curio. Who's going for... Oh, we've got a madman. Ah, horror.
This returns even the boldest gaze.
Okay, what we've got here is 2 meat walls here. We need to ignore until we kill off these 2 stress incanters. Both these have abilities which cause massive amount of stress. She's got stressful incantation, and he's got doomsday, which is really bad. If I go into the character, I was hoping it was going to say something about the horror that's just been placed on her. So instead of like bleeding where you get 3 damage per round, you get 3 stress per round, which is not great. I suppose I could do a stress heal, but really I want to get them out of commission as soon as possible. 20% bleed, okay. Bellow might be a good shout for this one. The idea behind Bellow, if you make they act much slower than your entire party, then you could ideally be denying them any action the next round, either because you've stunned them and they can't act, or because you've killed them. So that's why lowering their speed is very good. It's basically roll initiative in any kind of game. So that's a stun. Resisted a stun, not great. Okay, Plague Doctor, do your thing. Excellent. So now I've got a blight and bleed on him. Groping swipe. I'm sorry, that's just dirty. I don't have the greatest of skills for this girl. Stun. Yeah, he gets the stun. So, what have you got? You've got 4 per turn. So, I mean, you're technically dead. Because she's taking 4 damage per round for 3 rounds. So that's 12 damage, and she's only got 9 health. But in those 3 rounds, she could cause a lot more stress to my character. Equally, this person is a dead man walking. Because of the damage over time. And this is where the problem is with damage over time attacks. I really just want them to not be alive anymore. Do I have a stun? Or should I heal? I'll just keep on piling on. Well, fantastic crit there from Nalamura.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Which does nasty damage to them and reduces stress for me. Now let's hit him in the face. Maybe I should have hit him so to bring him forward one. Hound Thrush. I'm just going to try and kill the back guy off as quickly as possible. There we go.
Slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Obviously I don't want these guys hitting me in the face all the time, but at least that's the worst of them over and done with. But lucky with these blight. I mean, he's got a 60% resist. Let's get a heal going. Stress is 47 out of 200. No guarantee to expect, especially in this game. Audio is good, thank you. Go Nara. Now, am I pronouncing that correct? Nara. So what have you got? 5 damage per turn, so... Much? Okay. Let's get some stress heal going. Oh yes, very nice. Bash you in the face. Oh, and a crit!
Quakes.
And another stress heal. So another 10 damage over the next 2 rounds. So dead man walking over there. Just basically trying to stun these people so they don't have any actions. Minus 33 stress for 1 round. Fantastic. Suppose I better start putting some damage on you. I'll have some more stress heal, please. Oh, and she just gets 4 back immediately. 35. Health is not that shockingly bad, actually. So maybe we should try a stun on you. Take away your action.
The light,
resisted.
the promise of safety.
Group and swipe on the girl. I'm just going to keep going in with a stress heal. I'm tempted to run a party of like 2-3 houndsmen at the same time because it's just so good. Right.
As the fiend falls,
there you go.
a faint hope blossoms.
Okay, so this person's a dead man walking. 15 damage in total. They've got 11 left. So really... Oh, 111, come on. Oh, good dodge that man. And you notice when the dead die, they don't just disappear. In the original release, they did. But then they started leaving carcasses so that people in row 3 and 4 would still remain in 3 and 4 for reasons. That was a good one. I'm liking that. Oh, and a crit heal. And more stress relief. Come on, more heal.
The wounds of
Another
war
one.
can be healed, but never hidden. Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Oh, hello, what's this? Protection stone. I don't like the loss in speed. +5. Protection is not much. Never more. Edgar Allan Poe. One of my favourite forms was a crow to use for the crow, of course. No, wasn't it a raven? But wasn't it a raven? Nevermore. Poor Lenore. Right, check the map. Oh, we got sacks. Oh, here he goes again. See, that's where the curiosity quirk can be a bad thing, because with that kind of curio, that's fine. Generally, you're going to have a good result. But if it was like a sacrificial altar or eldritch statue, then he could end up getting a disease or taking damage or lots of stress. Which is why we need to cure this curious negative quirk ASAP. But there's only so many spaces in the medical ward. Oh! Speaking about a race fight, they're really fast. So this is where Bellows is really good if I hit. Well, excellent, because now I've massively reduced their speed, but it only takes effect the next round.
Grievous injury.
God.
Palpable fear.
And they give nasty bleeds. And if I had Hound's Rush, the other Hound's Harry, where I hit all 4 in return, it kind of feels like, you know, comeuppance. But as I don't, 42, 30. Let's get the back.
Executed with impunity.
Oh, she's taking damage.
A momentary abatement.
Ah, so I can cure the bleed, the blight, and heal 1 or 2. 20, 25. Oh, it's going to have to be an armor. Now I can only do a party heal for 1 or 3, which is very good, which is absolutely excellent. But someone who's going to be, if I could stun one of them, and that will stop them from doing any damage, which is probably going to be a lot more than 1 to 3. Let's do that. If the stun hits, yes, it does. Oh, I should have killed one in the front, shouldn't I? Yeah, did that wrong. I need a bandage. Oh. Have a bandage. Have a bandage. 8 points remaining. Your dead dog walking. Let's...
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Hits for 0, but gets the bleed in. We'll heal that bleed, thank you. And we'll kill you a lot, hopefully. Ah,
The
resisted.
match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Oh, what did I get there?
Continue the onslaught. Destroy
Them
them all.
2 health points remaining. He's got a damage over time or a dot of 2 on him. So
Their formation
that'll do.
is broken.
That'll do.
Maintain the offensive.
Very tasty.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
He's full of cheer and encouragement, this really. Oh, and a scout. Why do I get the impression that one of the quest corpses is going to be in the last room? It's a raven in the poem and a crow in the game. Oh, okay. In Shadowrun, I had an elven sniper called Nightfall, and he had a dragon emblem on all his outfits he wore, which I drew, and I had his character sheet in a brown folder, and I drew this dragon on it. I've still got it. It's like 20 years old, but it's in the other room. Right, let's move there. You're still taking 1 damage per round, and I don't have any more bandages, and yeah, I've got 1 person there who could heal that, and you're a healer yourself, but you know, crazy game. Sack of stuff. Treasure. Journal papers. Snippets from the Journal of a Doomed Expedition. It's flavor text. It's like history, so it actually has no real mechanical value. It's just nice to know, but I'm not going to throw away gold or anything just to read it. Oh, she's on. I really want to heal you up. Oh, hello, we go. Friggin' Bloodletter. So, big guy at the front, he takes up 2 spaces, which makes him kind of unique instead of a single space. And we've got a surprise on them, which means that we can take all our actions first before they take all their actions later, which can be a good or a bad thing. It's a bad thing if all 3 of them hit the same target and then they get you down to death's door and kill you horribly. So what's the best? Blanket fire, that will hit everyone in the, or at least 2 targets at a time. Slice and dice. So it's really the case of ignore the tank, get the baddies at the back. What's this? Speed of 1, speed of 3, speed of 6. Speed of 6. Oh, it's Plague Doctor. Why is your speed so slow? Have you got... Yeah, you got that horrible thing on you, haven't you? Okay, so let's bellow them. Kill the one at the back. Oh, phenomenal! Give that dog a doggy bickers. Everyone is at used to and not at full health, but let's try and stun you so you don't get your action next turn.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
I suppose I could get a blight on the first one. No, let's get that blight on the bad guy at the back. So that's 12.
Ringing ears, blurred vision. The end approaches.
So he's a dead man walking. Let's get the bleed on you.
Masterfully executed.
Must use doggy biscuits. Stun? Can I stun? So we've got a stun there. Have we got a stun for the first line? Resisted the stun. Let's try that. Excellent. So they now miss both their turns. Snake Doctor can't hit. So we've got position 1, 2 and 3. So I could hit him. Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing to do, isn't it? I'm going to do a bit of stress heal. Oh, quality stress heal.
Press this advantage.
Nice.
Give them no quarter.
So you've got 12 there, 16 in total. So dead man walking. Let's try and get some healing going.
Momentary abatement.
Because he does damage, but he does a very little damage. Let's get that bleed off you. And a heal. More healing. More stress relief. Oh, look at all that. All that good energy and gone to waste. Go on, Plague Doctor, thank you. Cure that bleed. More
The
heal.
flesh is knit.
Some stress heal. Because this person's already dead. Because of the amount of damage over time he's got on him. Doesn't matter what I do here.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Result. Okay, I need these deeds. Need these deeds badly. This is a problem with the doggy treats. They do take up space. Go Baskerville. Hounds thereof. The doggy treats do take up spaces in your inventory. I need deeds. I need deeds to buy stuff, to unlock stuff, to make stuff better. There's only one more. Discard that. Pick up those 6. It's like lots of lovely treasure if you make it out alive. if you abandon a quest, then you get mad stress, and you don't get the quest rewards. A torchy thing, and that's his negative quirk kicking in there again.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
That's just what I said. I can't pick it up. It won't stack more than 8 on the torches. Oh, here we go. This is why scouting is really good, when you can see where the quest items are, where the battles are, where the obstructions are. If you scout the enemy, they can't possibly surprise you. If they surprise you, they get a complete action on you before you get to act, and your party could be shuffled up their order, and that's really bad, because that can mean that certain characters are put in a position where their abilities don't work. Like all the Vestal stuff, the majority of her stuff can only be used from the back 2 rows, except with this particular layout that I've got set for her. But if you had embarked with her with those abilities that can only be used in the back 2 rows, then it causes problems. So to complete this quest, I've got one more corpse to find and cure. Nimble little minx. Speed 7 there. Very stressed. Let's slow everyone down. Just calm down. Let's try dazzling light you. Not so much. Oh, they're all going for the houndsman and his dog. I'm going to kill the stress dealer at the back as soon as possible. It's an absolutely beautiful day outside. So why aren't you outside playing in it? I could just hear my mum's voice ringing in my ears. I'm just bringing the dazzling light to the inside. And she's gone. Right, let's see if we can stun you. Nice. Oh, resisted the bite. Get some stress healing off. Nice. We'll heal that. More stress heal. Oh, that was a bit limp. Not bringing her A game. I'm gonna bash you up. 7 health, 4 health. Right, one of you has to go. Oh, and I've resisted the bleed. This is good. Party heal. Oh dear, throwing blanks. Good old man at arm. Don't fail me now. Is that go C-U-J-O? Cujo? Cujo? Sounds Spanish. Okay, get this blast off. That'll do. Look how they wither and die.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Right, well, it looks like we're going to be camping here, actually. Time with it. Shallow grave. Shallow grave, shallow grave. Did you ever watch that movie, Shallow Grave? A grave dug in haste. With a shovel, I would get gems and heirlooms of ×3. If you interact it with it without the shovel, you will either get 50% chance of a blight or 50% chance of a random disease. There is no good benefit of interacting with this without the shovel. And all out of shovels. Well, we were walking past that shallow grave. Oh, get that lit up. Eerie spiderweb. Okay. Eerie spiderweb with a strange glow to it. There might be something behind it. If I interact with bandages, I get golden gems ×2 and gems and a trinket ×1. But if I do I have bandages before we go any further? No, I do not. So without a bandage, I've got a 40% chance of gems and gold and trinkets, 10% chance of a negative quirk, slow reflexes, which is not great, 10% chance of slow draw, or 40% chance of nothing. Thing is, even if I find gems and trinkets, I've got nowhere to put the damn things. Use dog biscuits. Oh, scouting, excellent. Alright, so there's the last quest location. Shall we camp here? Yeah, let's camp here.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
And this is where you can use your yummies, your noms. If you camp without food, then you get 20% negative health, 15 stress, not good. That's the bare minimum. Get a lot of health, maximum health and -10 stress. And you just hope that you don't get another hunger chance later in the mission. 20% HP, -10 stress. Yeah, I think we're going to go for that one. Everyone's happy, look at that. And then you get respite. And this is where the camping skills, these skills under here, everyone starts off with, everyone has 3 common ones, which you may or may not have unlocked, which is encourage, wound care and pep talk. And then you have 4 unique camping skills to your particular characters, and it's randomized when you get the character from the stage code which ones you're going to have. But you can learn them, you can unlock them in the guild, but you need stuff to unlock stuff to improve stuff. One of the things, don't really need the scouting, seeing as I know where the quest item is now. Definitely gonna have to fire that one off so I don't get ambushed at night. But really what I want to do is reduce Nava's stress. So for a cost of 2, I've got 8 remaining. That could be -15 stress. If she's religious, I get -20% stress for the next 4 battles, and 15, which is like, that only gives 15 for 2. That gives, no, so that's probably a good shout, but let's see what else we've got. Plus 15 protection, plus 15 damage, that's excellent. 1 companion, 15% accuracy, plus 3% speed. That might be a good one to put on the Plague Doctor. Any of my characters had a disease, this would be a great place, time to use that ability, and that means that you don't have to pay the extortionate costs back at the hamlet to put them in a sanitarium medical ward to remove the disease. You could do it for free here during camping. So that he's got no stress, so huh. Oh, I can only do it on one companion. I can't do it on myself. Well, that sucks. Seeing as you're the only one with stress. I find that really stressful. Okay. 6 remaining. Well, that's horrible, isn't it? I can't use chant on myself. At least I get minus 20 stress for 4 battles, so... Three remaining. Yeah, I think we're going to do that one. And then you would click rest, and then you would go on with the rest of the mission. Looks very cozy there. I'm liking that. But I think I'm going to leave it there for today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. Shallow Grave, yeah, it's a good movie. It goes back 20 years. If you did please like and subscribe. And I'll probably do another one tomorrow, Sunday, to finish off this quest and then head back to the hamlet. I'll stick a notification up on Patreon as to when I'm going to do that, when I figure that out. So until then, take care of yourself. Bye for now. Bye bye.